Hi, this is Pastor Rachel McIver Maury at Northfield United Methodist Church, and this is the introductory video for those who are doing the project of reading through the Bible in the year. This introductory video is regarding the Song of Solomon, or the Song of Songs, and wow, is this a spicy one. So, the Song of Solomon, like the book of Proverbs, the book of Psalms, the book of Ecclesiastes, the book of Job, is what we refer to as part of the wisdom literature of the Old Testament. This is as distinct from the Torah, or the first 5 books of the law of the Old Testament, and also distinct from the history books and the prophets that also make up the Old Testament. Wisdom literature is sort of a catch-all. It's the miscellaneous of Old Testament studies, and it tends to be more universalist in its themes, more general in its concepts, and isn't as specifically tied to the story of the people of Israel as, for example, the book of Genesis or the book of Judges and Joshua and Kings and so on and so forth. So what is the Song of Solomon all about? Well, that's a great question. And no book, arguably no book in the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible elicits quite as much conversation about its placement in the Bible as the Song of Songs or the Song of Solomon. And there's all sorts of reasons for this. For one, you'll note that there's not a lot of God language or at all in this book, and it's very clearly and explicitly a love poem, and a romantic love poem at that. And so that's sort of a head scratcher on the face of it about, well, why does this fit here? And different biblical scholars sort of narrate this in different ways. For some, it's seen as an analogy or an allegory for God's relationship with the people Israel. For some Christian Bible scholars, they see it as Christ's relationship to the church. Neither of those are really supported within the text itself. Now, interpretively and how it's been used is one thing, but in terms of what the text itself offers, you're not going to find a lot. But there's also some really profound language about the nature of love itself. Love is strong as death. Set me as a seal upon your heart, a seal upon your arm. So it has some of that profound language around the nature of love, which also points to something greater, something deeper, a connection beyond what we can immediately see and access with our senses. So I encourage you to read it and see where you land on the question of where does this fit in the whole Hebrew Bible Old Testament canon, and what does it offer, and to whom does it offer it? As with all books, we offer 3 questions. The first is, where is God in what I'm reading? Very interesting question. If you have an answer to that one for this, I look forward to hearing it. The second one is, what thoughts, ideas, concepts, language are challenging to me and why? And then the third is, what's going on in my life or in the world around me that might connect to this text, and in what ways does it connect? Thanks, and happy reading.